You know what the garden's starting to look like to me? Every time I'm walking the garden, it feels like all those little green leaves you see look like dollar bills. That's basically a form of abundance to me. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, I actually literally have a real legit replica of a $100 bill in the middle of the garden, all in the interest of it representing currency. You know what I'm saying? So anything that I propagate successfully propagates. Anything that I plant successfully germinates. Basically making my land as fertile as possible, because the idea of power or abundance here is the dollar bill. I can't leave a physical $100 bill like let's say a real $100 bill, for the simple fact that I mean I could, because I have a tool. I'll show you what I got, so this way you don't. I'll show you what I got real quick. I'm gonna be doing a walkthrough of my garden, but I actually want to talk about this real quick before I get into the topic that I want to talk about, which is actually a pretty important topic. Face of the garden. These are my, look, this is, they call the Zago Lantern pumpkins, and I've got the watermelons behind it. I'm still mesmerized by this beauty of I propagated this right here, which was from a cutting. All the grapes on this is by far one of the most amazing things. You see? Let me show you the mother of this plant first, because this is the second time I show you on video that that's from a cutting. And I want to show you what cutting it's from. And it's basically from this cutting right here. So it was basically, it looked like this. It was like a runner that looked like this, okay? And what I do is they don't all make it, but for me they do. But I basically can make another plant out of these runners. You know, some people discard them, I make other plants out of it. But I want you to see the amount of grapes coming in over here. I mean, I've already done a little cleaning job on this as far as pruning goes. And sometimes I feel like pictures are really, nothing does justice as you've seen this in person. Let me show you the other side. Is I had to build this trellis like this because I know these grapes are going to get heavy. But there's grapes galore on this. Look at that. Look underneath. And this is basically the first year it's producing like this, because this was actually a very young plant last year. So I got a few little clusters, but this year I count about 50 in there. So that's actually very nice. Let me show you you know, because my garden is like a big giant altar. So this is where I have a I just made a strawberry video. Look at that's how it looks. Put it under this maple tree. I started this from seed, germinated it, and look how tall this plant is. Why do I have it in a container? Because I'm going to be able to take these trees with me, because again, see, we own this property and the one down there, and they rent from us. However, I don't own the land, so if you notice, I got a lot of things in containers. This one's not in a container. This is another one of this is my muscadine right here, and I've got a plethora of these. By the way, this became my favorite grape. I didn't even know what a muscadine was when I was in New York, but this is basically one of the most beautiful tasting grapes you can ever taste. And I didn't even know what they were, but they're something down here in the south of a novelty. So look at this. This is a fig tree that I propagated from my actual fig tree down there, but you can see I put it in the container, and I got watermelons growing out of this, where it's going to be trailing out. That basically, after it's done, the tree stays there by itself, because the tree survives frost. Obviously that's until it produces for me. The mango I showed you guys on video, look how it's looking now, looking amazing. This is the other one. There's another one. So that's 2 mango trees I got now. I didn't have any mango trees. Now I got mango trees growing. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Look at that. You see, I'm gonna let you know I got watermelons growing everywhere. Everywhere you go in here, you got watermelons growing. And because I love watermelons. Look at that. Got more watermelons here. A mammoth sunflower that's going to be growing out of there, keeping everything shaded up by the root systems. This is basically what I have in my seeding area. Okay. Got my organites, letting this charge up in the sun. My little skull. This is representing skill. That. And I got this, that's copper, surrounded into that lapis lazuli. This I found in the soil, or you know, somewhere when I was in the mountains. And I think, let me see, I'll show you this. Look how nice that looks. I found this in the mountains. Then I found these over here in the soil. They look like quartz, but I know they're not, but they look like it. Here's the $100 bill I was talking about. See that? This represents currency, or whatever illusion of power humans categorize this as. That works for me here. But every time I see all the leaves, to me look like actual dollar bills. This is true abundance, and this is how it's going to be producing for me as the years to come. Look at these strawberry patches here. You can see these strawberries already coming in. I know there was one that was ripe here. Oh, man, look at that. I want to eat this now because this looks like it's ready. Oh, man, look at that. Oh my goodness. So sweet. Tastes so good. The beautiful thing about these big leaves is they keep my strawberries covered. The birds kind of miss it. Here's real money I left over here. So this is my braided apple tree, espalier tree. And if you can see, these are real $2 bills. See that? And they've actually been going through extreme sunlight, rain. They were there with a little bit of cold and everything, and they're still pretty nice. So yeah, who's to say I can't put a real $100 bill in here? But then again, I could put a dollar bill and a $100 bill, and it would still be the same thing. I mean, how much does it cost to print a dollar bill and a $100 bill? To me, $1 bill is worth a hell of a lot because it's still money. You know what I'm saying? People put 100 times more value on the $100 bill only because of the 2 extra zeros, but in actuality, does it really cost 100 times more to print than the dollar bill? It's just like Bob Proctor said at one point, one of the lectures I was hearing, he said that some along the lines that to one person, no, to someone you may just be one person, but to somebody else, that one person may be the world. And that's fascinating because since I started this channel, I have people who have been watching my channel since literally I started. And I can't tell you how grateful and appreciative I am of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I value because I am able to do something for those few people. I don't have a huge channel yet, but you know, these people are basically something that I consider valuable to me. I'm very grateful, you know, because I look at that one person as not one person, because that one person, even when they look in the mirror, they may look like one person, but that one person consists of trillions of sentient souls, and that one person, in a sense, is actually an entire universe, is actually a planet, is actually a solar system, is actually a star, you know. Because like when we meet celebrities, we tend to want to piss on ourselves because, you know, we get all starstruck. Oh my God, you know, a celebrity, and then, you know, there's people who throw their panties at them and whatnot, but they're just people, just like somebody else. However, they activated their star power in this system that we call the 3D matrix, the 3D illusionary matrix. Why I even say this is because everything that we have out here is a tool and is a service to people if you're convinced is a service to you. You know what I'm saying? Like the education system, the religious system. The reason it's lucrative even though one may consider it corrupt, is because it's still a service to people, because they are convinced that it's a service to people, right? One of the things to not do here in this realm, and this is the biggest message here in this video, is complaining. Do you realize that the moment you complain about the opposition, no matter what it is, you are giving your power away? And I'm going to tell you this, because this is a message to the religious folks. What can God do that you can't? Everything out here is ideas. You can entertain an idea or you can kill an idea, right? God giveth and God taketh. You give your attention to things, you could take your attention away from things. You can take your attention away from things and end up forgetting it to the point that it's dead to you. Just no different than you disconnecting from something, that a relationship. I deaded that person. That person's no longer in my life. Yeah, that relationship is dead. That means it's no longer alive or active in your life, right? So when you start to talk about, because I hear certain individuals say they are God, yet they are still complaining about certain things in their reality. And this is why I'm going to put this message out. Okay? If you're God, all right, and you know and are aware of the religious idea that God creates life, creates universes and planets, and God taketh the same way, okay, then if you have realized that you are God, all right, you should also realize that the complaining, you're giving your power away to somebody else. For example, if somebody else is the cause or the reason for the way that you are now, and you're pointing your finger at them, you just gave all your power to that person. And you can look at this on a big scale, like on the government or whatnot. Because the moment that you gave your power away is by when you say that my life is this way because of you. You just said that that person is in charge of creating your reality. When if you are God and you realize you're really God, you will take accountability and responsibility for the position you're in now to say, well, this is this way and I am in this condition that's unfavorable to me because of me. Now you just took the power in your hands, because now you are telling the universe, which is basically you know what I'm saying? Because there really isn't anything outside of you but you. This entire existence that you're in is not a place. It is a projection from you. So if you take accountability and responsibility to say, I put myself in this position, okay, now you took the power back in your hands as God to say that you can create the way you want to live now. Because if you are demonizing the conditions and idea of the position you're in now and pointing your finger at somebody else, you just gave that power to that person as the God of your reality. So if I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in an unfavorable state and I realize that I put myself in this position, that means that I also am consenting to the fact that I can create my reality to something favorable now. You see? So whatever idea you think that even your partner or somebody outside of you is doing to you, nobody's doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself. But once you have that realization, all right, that the fucked up position you're in is because of you, then that's also now you taking the power to saying, well, if I created the fucked up state in my life, now I can create the beauty part of my life. The moment you point the finger to somebody and say that they created because of them you're in this position, then you have no power to create the way you want to live either. So that was the main message in this video, you know, is you realizing even the words you say, the things you say is for a reason, you know. So that's all I got right now. We'll talk soon.